Nikki Jensen.
And Brie Piccone.
And we're
Late to the Party.
A weekly podcast about film, fashion, and pop culture from two best friends running out of hot dogs in 2023.
Yes.
Yes. Today we are catching up.
Yeah.
It's been the holidays, the holiday season. And talking about, we watched Saltburn.
We did.
And we watched May December.
Yes.
Tried to watch Priscilla.
Tried to watch Wonka.
Yes. We've tried to watch a lot of films, but
the world has been working against us.
Yes. But rightfully so. Like Barry Keoghan and Natalie Portman really, don't seem to. I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is also I've seen Black Swan. And,
yeah.
I've seen a lot of films.
Lately?
Yes, lately. Just not Priscilla and not Wonka, because the universe does not want me to see them.
It's not time. We're not ready for it.
No. For Christmas, we tried to bring back the old tradition of going to the movies afterwards.
That flopped. That surprised me, by the way.
Yes, I was so shocked, but I guess the movies are back.
The movies are back. Literally everyone was at the movie. There were no showtimes.
No, and all the seats were taken for the 7:00 Christmas night showing of Wonka, starring Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah. And
that day, because you've been like, Nikki, I want to go see Wonka. And I was like, I don't know. And
I know. I've been really campaigning for Wonka.
But then I found out not Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie.
That's a twist.
No.
Hugh Grant plays the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
And I just must. Now I have to see it.
Yes.
If the universe will allow it.
I hope so. I don't know. I say we should try again tomorrow. Or,
let's do it.
The next day. We'll just keep trying.
I'm definitely game. But I have been obsessed since I saw it with May December. And I'm newly obsessed with Saltburn.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to discuss.
I know. I feel like there's so much to discuss. Both of those movies are a lot.
Definitely. I have in my notes, I'm like, this is Oscar season viewing for people with ADHD. Because both movies just really got me glued into the TV. I couldn't take my eyes away from the screen.
Same. No, I needed to know what was going to happen next.
Yes. Very good. Very entertained. I was very entertained.
Yeah. That's all you can ask for.
For sure. But before that, how are you doing, Brie?
Good. I'm enjoying this weird middle time between Christmas and New Year's,
Do you enjoy this the weird in between Christmas and New Year's, this liminal time where nothing matters and time does not exist?
I think so, yeah. Because there's no, Christmas is over. The gifts have been given. The New Year hasn't started. You can reflect on the year and look ahead. And I think it's kind of peaceful, Yeah.
I love that. I wish I could feel like that.
What do you feel? Are you oh my God, it's it's meaningless.
It is the worst. Major ick for this time of year. I feel like this way with birthdays too. I am all about, because my birthday's in August, I'm all about birthday, my birthday month, birthday week. And then the day my birthday hits and the fun begins, after that I'm don't wish me happy birthday. Don't mention it. I didn't have a birthday. I'm embarrassed. It's like Christmas. Christmas, I love the holiday season to a Buddy the Elf degree until Christmas Day about noon, and then all the magic has gone away, and I'm
at noon, that's when it ends,
or maybe 2 p.m. I'm don't, Christmas movies off, shut that down. Maybe not Christmas movies, I take that back, but but no, don't play any more Christmas songs.
You're
DJ,
over it.
Don't play the Christmas songs. Wrap up the gifts.
Yeah,
it's over. And then it's this time, it's more anxiety inducing, because then all of a sudden us as a society, we collectively focus on, first it's the holiday spirit and being kind to one another and buying a bunch of things and punching people out in the Macy's, which I live for, Jingle All the Way style.
Yeah.
And then we pivot to what's your personal goals for the new year? And it's all this pressure. I can't deal.
Yeah. I feel like I'm taking the pressure off though, because I think, over the years I've learned you can create goals at any point in the year, and you can always reinvent yourself at any point. It doesn't have to be New Year's. And most people that put too many goals at the beginning fall behind anyway. You know what I mean? Because it's too much. It's you start in new habits and routines. I think it's good to have something to strive for and to think about how you want to improve. But I feel like it's good to think about that all the time. And
I love doing it. I love improving. I love growth.
Yeah, or like this fresh start feeling.
But I don't love being told what to do. And also, January is a terrible time. It's cold and there's no good films.
Yeah.
There's no inspiration to improve.
Also, people asking you what your goals are is annoying too. Especially people you don't know that just,
What's your New Year's resolution? Which no one says anymore because it's like passe now to have New Year's resolutions.
Is it really?
I feel like that. I feel like as a society, we've really turned our back on resolutions.
We're resolving nothing this year.
Yeah, no, like this, I don't know. I feel like it went from New Year's resolutions to like fitness. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like if you go to like a Target now, you see like yoga pants, Stanley cups, and Valentine's Day stuff. It's not really like, oh, have a planner. It's like, nah, you work out.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that won't be me. Actually, I would like to work out lightly, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Yeah, I'm like, if I will go to the gym once, I'll be proud of myself. Just to say I did it,
You tell him, sister.
But yeah, I'm not gonna be like a crazy person.
You could be.
Like,
wouldn't that be crazy if this time next year you're just like a juice head?
I'm a juice head. I don't think I could be one, but
I can't wait. We'd love to see it.
We'll see. Oh,
but speaking of the holidays, Brie, and trying to see movies.
Yes.
I tried to see The Holiday about 5 times this year because it is like a tradition for me to see The Holiday.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the whole thing front to back.
I thought we watched it. Did we not finish it?
We did not. When we watched it, when we wrapped gifts, we stopped at the Jack Black.
The doodly fruitily do.
And then we watched it with the fam.
But we didn't finish. We started from the beginning again. We didn't pick up where. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
We got to Mr. Napkin Head, and then people wanted to turn it off, which was really heartbreaking for me.
Sorry, I know that's your favorite part.
I know. No one really understood. They were like, "What's this on the TV?" And I was like, "It's Mr. Napkin Head."
You did. I heard you in the other room. You're like, "Brie, come quick, Mr. Napkin Head. It's happening."
I love it. I love Cameron Diaz's wall of DVDs. I love going to a Blockbuster, drinking frappuccinos.
Yes.
I don't know. I love Jude Law. Is that a crime?
No, not at all.
But yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's not too late. I mean, we're in that weird period between, it's not New Year's yet. You can still be Christmassy if you choose.
Could The Holiday be also a New Year's film? Because they do have all like New Year's together.
They do. Yes. Definitely.
So
gotta finish watching.
Well, thank you for yes-anding. Like, thank you for like lifting me up.
Yeah.
The Holiday.
Of course.
Not just for Christmas.
No, it's not.
That should have been the marketing.
Yeah. I think you could watch it at any point in the year and just feel good, honestly.
Truly.
Like, there's certain movies that I think, even though they might be Christmas movies, that are allowed.
What movies are like allowed? Because I feel like if you watch like It's a Wonderful Life, albeit the sexiest film ever made,
right,
you can only watch during Christmas.
That's just, that one I think is just Christmas. Maybe The Last Holiday.
That one's great.
I don't know why that one is out. Like, it is Christmas, but it's
outside the realm. It's also about bettering yourself. That could be a New Year's film.
Yeah.
There's no New Year's films really, except Moonstruck.
And then there's that one movie, New Year's. Right?
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, maybe? Yeah.
The Gary Marshall production.
Marshall. Yeah, that one's wild.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of New Year's representation.
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, I say that, but When Harry Met Sally, there's a scene in New Year's.
Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah.
But
films don't focus on it just kind of happens.
Definitely.
Like, at some point.
Like High School Musical, is that a New Year's film because Troy and Gabriella meet?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is something.
Yeah, what is the criteria? What is it? We need to like figure this one out.
Like ins and outs. Christmas movies out, New Year's movies in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that we're not worried about resolutions, we're
free to do other things. Yeah. Like figure out what makes a New Year's movie.
A New Year's movie.
Yeah.
But anything that you just have on your mind before let's get into the movies.
No. I mean, I was hoping to see Wonka and talk about that, but like I haven't. I mean, I definitely have a lot in my mind, like as far as these movies.
Speaking of 2006, what a time to be alive. You know, The Holiday was in theaters. High School Musical was on the telly.
Yeah. Saltburn takes place in 2006, doesn't it? Why does 2006 keep popping up too? Have you noticed, like in our lives, 2006 has been popping up on multiple instances? Like we were watching like home videos from 2006.
That's yes.
And then I noticed online, I kept getting all these like Instagram things. It's like, oh, in 2006, this and that. I'm like, why are they focusing on 2006? And then I watched this movie and it's in 2006, and I'm like, what is the universe saying?
The emerald fennelification of life.
Yeah.
Just only 2006.
Yeah.
Which maybe a hot take for the internet standards, but I didn't think Saltburn was that crazy and wild. But I was entertained and I enjoyed it so much. And because it was like taking place in 2006, I think that was just like whipped cream or like sprinkles on top of like the fun Saltburn Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be in 2006. I thought it was just, like happening in the now.
I read a Vogue article about it and I was like, oh, I'm going to save it until after I've seen it.
Yeah.
Which I feel like in our Lord and Savior 2023, that's the best you can do for a film, is me being like, I'm going to hold off on something to like watch this. But I didn't know how they were going to pull 2006 off.
But I think they did. I mean, those juicy pants. Did you notice that?
Oh, did I ever? Or like even like low key 2006 things with like the multiple polos that Jacob Elordi wears.
Oh, did he have multiple polos?
He had like a polo, and then do you remember when they used to wear the polo and then a little
double? Yeah, I know what you're talking about, like the collar. Yeah,
it wasn't like garish.
No, I just didn't think about it too much.
Because Jacob Elordi pulls anything off. That's also what I found out this year. Yeah, it's like he's my hall pass.
He's very handsome.
That eyebrow piercing took it up a notch.
Yeah.
Also, he's 6'5".
Yeah, I was like, wait. He's very tall in this. Like, he must be tall.
Yeah. Barry Keoghan's like my height.
Yeah.
But according to Wikipedia or the Googles, he's only 5'8". So he's not that short.
Okay.
Jacob Elordi's just very, very tall.
Super tall.
Which I love. Love to see a tall man.
I'm gonna climb him like a tree.
Yes. Melissa McCarthy was talking about Jacob Elordi.
For sure.
But, so yeah, Saltburn. What are your thoughts? Because this movie is talked about right now.
Honestly, I feel like just because I watched it last night, I've been unpacking it all day. I've just been at work just like trying to put together I've just been really sitting with it, trying to figure out, because at first I wasn't sure if I don't want to say I didn't like it, but I wasn't sure if I liked how it made me feel at the end. Like I didn't know how I felt about, you know what I mean? Like it didn't give me like a warm fuzzy feeling. Not that every movie has to.
Well, May December just really gives you a
that
warm
one doesn't. No, that one doesn't either. Both of these movies like don't really, but they're intriguing. I liked the twists and turns that happen. Yeah. Wait, what was the question? Just like what? Just what do I think?
Initial thoughts.
Initial thoughts. I feel like I was just like, whoa, what just happened? I felt like a lot of things that I thought were going to happen in the movie didn't necessarily happen. And it was a little more wild than I thought, just because like I didn't think there'd be so many murder. I mean, spoilers.
So, yeah, this is
spoilers. Yeah, spoilers ahead. But yeah, there was a point where I thought that Oliver was probably a serial killer, but I was like not sure, because I was like, it's so suspicious when they're in the hedge maze. I'm like, it's very suspicious. He was the last one to see oh man, I wanted to say Nate. What is his name? Felix?
Felix, yep.
Yeah, he was the last one to be around Felix. You know what I mean? So it's already suspicious. And then when Venetia, when she dies, that's also very suspicious, because he was literally right there. I'm like, there's no way she would kill herself for that. Like it's just too suspicious. And you know what I mean? I'm just like, wait a minute. Like something is not adding up. I'm like, what if he did this? Like for real? Like I could see like there's something off about this guy. Like you just keep feeling like as time goes on, you keep getting these weird, and like the red flags of him lying about the parent. I don't know. It's fun to watch things unfold because you start out rooting for him, for Oliver, and then I don't know.
And I think that's so interesting. So like you didn't get any vibes right off the bat, because like right away I was like, oh, Oliver is trying to get in and he's kind of weird from the get-go. Like something is definitely off about him.
Yeah.
But what I definitely loved about the quote-unquote twist at the end, I love that he's not like, this movie's very much like The Talented Mr. Ripley. It's very inspired. But like unlike Matt Damon in that film, he doesn't like kill him with an oar. Like he doesn't really get his hands dirty in that way, which I love. Queen, like, yeah, Oliver, not to, you know, promote his manipulation, but just, you know, it is kind of a slay.
And a slay.
Yes, a slay and a slay, but he doesn't get his hands dirty. Like there were so many times in this film where I was like, oh, he's not drive him off the road or like actually kill him. He's just giving little
he manipulates.
Yeah. He just wormed his way in like the little weasel king that he is.
Yeah.
And like planted things. And they did it themselves.
Did they?
Well, you know, it's up for debate.
Yeah.
You know, I will say I was talking earlier to someone about this. I heard Emerald Fennell in an interview say this is a vampire film without any vampires. And there's that scene where he does say he's like fingering Venetia.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, I'm a vampire. And he's a leech. He's leeching off of Felix, this like Saltburn family, like rich lifestyle. And through his lies and manipulation, he gets the Saltburn mansion. So good for him.
I guess so. Wow. Yeah. I think you're like my hero.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I think this movie was so entertaining. I don't know. I love the fact that it does, and this is the same for May December too. I love that this film doesn't really have any like morals.
Yeah.
It's just a fun time, and just like more for May December, like Todd Haynes is an observer of something without putting really any morals onto it.
Yeah.
But Saltburn also is like there's no like super joyous feeling when he's naked at the end dancing to Murder on the Dance Floor.
Yeah, I felt that too. Like I wasn't sure how to feel in certain moments, because like even when Felix dies, I didn't really feel sad because I'm not that attached to him. But I don't know. It's also like, how attached was Ollie? You know what I mean? Like
well, because, you know, he says in that monologue, he's like, was I in love? Did I love him? You know?
Yeah. It's confusing. And maybe, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out, like, a bit. Just trying to figure Ollie out. Because I'm like, what is it? Like, I don't know.
Which maybe we should have said before what Saltburn is about.
I know, just coming in hot.
Yes. But, like, Saltburn is written and directed by Emerald Fennell, who did Promising Young Women. And it stars Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan and Rosamund Pike.
Yes.
In a very fun role.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love her. Her character was really funny.
She was cool. She was fun. Yeah.
But it's about Oliver Quick, who goes to Oxford and meets Felix, who's like cool and has an eyebrow piercing and is like popular and also very, very rich, and invites Oliver to the Saltburn mansion where he lives and his family is, and he basically infiltrates the whole system.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I didn't think he could do it, but he did.
True. I have watching this film, even though it had like some sick needle drops, which I think is a part of why I love this movie so much.
I think that was part of the humor too. It was because like I was thinking about it, I'm like, I didn't find this movie very funny, but there was a couple moments that made me laugh, like the Flo Rida Low song, Needle Drop, or Murder on the Dance Floor. I was like, what is going on? Like, that's so cheeky.
I thought of you when they were doing karaoke and the dude is singing Low, and I was with my fiance and I was like, Brie would do that. Brie would be singing to Flo Rida.
I would. Yeah. That starts the party out right.
Yes. Have you ever done that song in karaoke?
No, well, no, but I don't think I have. I think I've just sung that song a lot, like at the club. I think when you and I used to hit the club, like
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. Oh yeah, speaking of the needle drops, I feel like, what was I gonna say? Well, I feel like soundtracks can really make or even break a film, or like a bad needle drop can really just like take me out.
Yeah.
And this was the opposite. I was like, if this movie had just like a regular like symphonic score, I wouldn't love it as much. The fact that it's like 2007 bops.
Yes, they just like sprinkled in there.
Like, I think it gets me at first. I know there's songs before it, but when I really started to have so much fun watching Saltburn was the needle drop of Time to Pretend by MGMT.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That song always gets me. I will say, I know people love Electric Feel, and that song is great.
Mm-hmm.
But Time to Pretend is always that song from that album that when I heard it back then in middle school, I was like, this is a hit. Like, yeah. I just like love that song.
I live for it. I was really surprised. I haven't listened to MGMT in such a long time. Like they just haven't really been relevant, but I love them. And so for it to be in this movie, I was like, yes.
Well, because you were a big MGMT fan back in the day. I was
a huge MGMT fan. I still am a fan. It's just, it's all old stuff. I don't know if they still make, they probably do low key, but.
They do, and I've actually listened to it and I've enjoyed it, but I haven't, it's not in my memory.
Yeah, but that album, like Time to Pretend, yeah.
Is that on Oracular Spectacular?
It might be. I know they had a couple, I think that song's on a couple albums.
Yeah.
Because they had their EP or something. I don't know.
Every now and again, like indie rockers from that like early EP gets in my head.
I love that song.
Yeah.
That whole album just plays in my head sometimes.
I feel like we're gonna, like, I've already kind of seen it with artists like, what's his name? Is it Steve Lacy? That gives me very like Electric Feel vibes.
Oh, I don't know who Steve Lacy is.
Maybe that's not his name. He had that really big song last year. I don't know. Don't call me on it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I always say something really wrong in these episodes. Like
it's okay. I feel like I say things wrong all the time.
Like last week when I was like, try to convince you and Grace that Pat Carroll was in
it worked, but if you say it with confidence, it's so convincing.
Yeah.
That's power, Nick.
Am I Oliver?
Maybe.
That's why I'm such an Oliver defender. I don't know. I love that needle drop though. And I love that song that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Scream, you want some more? Like, I don't know what that song is, but I love that song, and I love that it's like a popular TikTok song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I need to get back on the TikTok. I'm so out of touch right now.
I know, Brie. Where are you?
My New Year's resolution to get back on TikTok.
Get online.
Yeah. Get online with the kids.
Yeah. Like yesterday when I tried to explain what Riz was to you.
Yeah, that was difficult to process. I'm like the rat. Rizzo? Oh, there was Modern Love, Block Party. There's a Block Party on there.
Murder on the Dance Floor, though. That's the main reason why I wanted to see Saltburn.
Because of Murder on the Dance Floor?
Well, you know how I feel about that song.
Did you find out beforehand that this song was going to be in the movie? And that's why you watched?
I did, truly. I saw the sound clip on TikTok. Well, and I also love the premise of Saltburn, and I love all the actors.
Yeah.
So, get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But Murder on the Dance Floor really helps because I know that song was big across the pond and like...
Oh, yeah, because we're across the pond in this one.
Yes. And like from what I've been told, that song was really big back when it came out in like 2001. Over there.
I wish it was big here.
Same. I remember in 2020, I was like, Brie, you gotta listen to this song called Murder on the Dance Floor. It slays. This music video is like Kylie Minogue mixed with like Feist 1, 2, 3, 4, you know?
Yeah, my life was changed.
Same. Thank you. What is it? Sophie Ellis Bextor?
Yes.
Real MVP.
MVP, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can we talk about the fashion in Saltburn really quick?
Yes. I noticed there, like, yeah, it has its moments. Like, I don't know. I like Venetia's outfit that one time. The fringe, like, pink jacket thing. It's interesting that it's 2006 because I've seen outfits like that. Like nowadays. Yeah.
It definitely reminded me of that outfit in particular. Really reminded me of this nylon shoot from like 2007, 2008 with Mary-Kate Olsen.
Yes.
Do you know
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's like an unlocked memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it just gave me a lot of Nylon magazine energy.
Yeah, like she could be on the cover of Nylon.
Yeah.
In that pink sparkle. It's like a fringe. What do you even call, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
it's made out of whatever that material is, like not garland, but like birthday party.
Yeah.
Like she's a piñata.
Did you have any thoughts on the cousin who has Corbin Bleu inspired hair?
Farley?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought he was cute.
I loved it too. No, but I say it not in a joking way. That was on their mood board for creating his hair.
Corbin Bleu?
Yeah. And I just thought you would enjoy that.
I would. I actually, in high school, I had a crush on this kid with Corbin Bleu hair. It was like my first day at school, and I was like, oh my God, he looks like Corbin Bleu.
Corbin Bleu was a cutie.
I was taken away.
So did you like those aspects of it where it was like the juicy suit, the Corbin Bleu hair? Like, did that make you feel anything?
That is in my notes. Yeah. No, it definitely made me feel something because it was just like little sprinkles of 2006. Like, it's not enough to really, like, it doesn't feel dated or anything. And it almost, this movie feels like it could be happening at almost any time. Like, or it feels pretty modern still. Like, you don't really see people on their cell phones, but you don't really need to. It's not about that, but people are being people. Like, they're going to parties, you know, college kids are doing college kid things.
Definitely. You see them on their like LG flip phone.
Yeah, I feel like I noticed it, but I didn't really know, like, that part didn't bother me. Like, I don't know, I was here for being in 2006 and that, like, I was like fully in this fantasy.
It is so interesting. It was intentional to place it in 2006 because it's like a a period piece, but it's also not so far off where it's like regarded in any like nostalgic with like a capital N way.
Yeah.
And like even the aspect ratio, I don't know if you noticed when you're watching it, but the aspect ratio, I forget the exact ratio, but it's smaller to look like
I knew it was a little different, but I couldn't put my finger on it because when I did the full screen, it cut off some of the thing, and I was like, wait, what is happening?
And it's intentional.
I like that.
To think like it's a memory, or also like that would be on your screen if you watched it in like 2006, 2007.
Be the perfect resolution.
Yes,
I like that.
But yeah, this film does take place in 2006, 2007. Yeah.
Oh, I had one more thing to say about fashion. Farley wears this dump him t-shirt.
Yes.
And that stood out to me. I was like, oh.
Oh, Brittany.
Little Brittany nod. Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Yes. The only quip I have about this movie is that Rosamund Pike in the party scene is wearing 2018 designs. I forget what designer, but it's 2018. It took me out. I said, I know where that piece is from. Toots.
How dare they?
Yeah, little fashion detective. But speaking of the fashion, Emerald Fennell said about the fashion, it really knocks the fucking glamour off things. There's nothing like a Livestrong bracelet and a Carpe Diem tattoo and an eyebrow stud and a bootcut jean that deglamorizes things.
Yeah.
Which, it's debatable. It's debatable.
Yeah, like, maybe it does glamorize, though.
Well, I know Emerald Fennell was born in 1985. So she's almost 10 years older than us. And she probably views 2006 very different from us.
Sure.
Not even like in a way like, oh my God, we're younger than her. But like, you old millennial.
Right.
But like in the way like, I don't know. I kind of saw Jacob Elordi's Livestrong bracelet and I was like, hell yeah. I miss that. Or, like, that's so cool. That's what, like, older people were wearing. Like, there's still some, like, warm and fuzzies about, like, the mid-aughts for me. Because I was, like, on that brink. Like, when you're a tween, you're like, I wish I was older. You're in, like, this middle. You're, like, in the December, January of life.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like, I'm waiting for my life to begin. So you're looking at, like, the 2 collared polos.
You're like, that's gonna be me.
Yeah. The Corbin Bleu hair, and you're like,
Yep. And then in a couple years, it's faded. It's
yes.
Like, moving on.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I loved the little fashion, like, nods. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was like enough to make me believe it was 2006.
Definitely. So like we've talked a lot about the fashion in this film. We've kind of breezed past like the most sensational parts of this movie, the parts that make, I don't know, people on TikTok clutch their pearls. There's some wild things that happen, and we've just glazed right over them.
Are we gonna mention the bathtub scene? Is that where we're going? Okay.
Well, is that the craziest scene? Because I think when he,
that's definitely not the craziest.
Okay.
Scene. I think I know where you're also going.
Because like we've seen "Call Me by Your Name," like I get it.
Yeah.
I think the craziest part. Well, how would you set up this scene, Brie?
The bathtub scene?
Yeah. Set it up. Paint a picture.
Okay. Well.
Brie, you hate me now.
No, I'm just trying to think how to say this.
We're not censored.
Oliver. So I guess Oliver and Felix share a bathroom, right? I guess their rooms must be close by where they're staying at Saltburn, and Oliver overhears Felix in the bathtub moaning and groaning, and you can just imagine what he might be doing in there.
You're turning red.
How do you describe it? I'm not going to go into I don't know. They don't really show much, but you just know he's up to something in there. And after he's done, like, I guess Oliver goes in to brush his teeth, and Felix is like, "Good night, Oliver." He's like, "Good night, friend." Like, he has no idea that Oliver was just watching like a creep from the door crack. And
Oliver slurps up his bathwater.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I didn't think that was the grossest part. The only part that
But there could be other things in that bathwater, like
such as
dirt. I don't know, like we don't know how often he bathed. You know what I mean? Like just stank. Like
you think Jacob Elordi doesn't bathe?
No, I don't know. I mean, they're in like a clawfoot tub. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not like a normal shower routine. Like.
Was that your quip? You were like, well, I get it if like it was some residue of the shower, but you're like,
no, that's gross too. No, I just don't think anyone should be slurping up. Anyway, I don't know. I say that, and I love that No Doubt song "Bathwater," but she doesn't talk about slurping the bathwater. She just bathes in the bathwater.
She doesn't talk about rimming the
I think it's just because he's so close to the drain. Like maybe if the water was still full, and it's just like. Once you get to the bottom of the drain, I just feel like there's probably like germs. I don't know.
I will say you've changed, Brie.
Why? You think I would slurp up bathwater?
No, not you personally, but like you lived for "Call Me by Your Name." You were like, yes, eat that peach.
But that's different. That's a fruit. That's something you would normally eat, not bathwater.
The only problem with drinking the bathwater that I found to be a little gross was the rimming of the drain, because that's where it gets a little nasty for me, where I'm like, oh gosh, you're going really in.
I think it's also he doesn't just take one slurp. He takes like 2 or 3 like deep. He's like so it's like, you know what I mean? It's not like a quick taste. It's like he's like gulping, and I'm just like, that can't be good for you. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's so funny that I think as a society, we've definitely gotten more prudish.
Yeah.
But, like, so it didn't really shock. I know this film.
You're like, nah, you are not shocked.
Not necessarily. I know, like, I've been online. I've, like, heard people be like, this is the craziest movie I've ever seen.
I mean, it's probably not, like... It's not crazier than like Showgirls say or something. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know. It's not super graphic. I think it's the idea of certain things. I think Ollie's nasty.
Yeah, Ollie's a nasty boy.
He's a nasty boy, and he's also like, I don't know, like kind of creepy. Like he's a freak.
He's definitely a freak.
Yeah.
Like he is like a hanger on. Like he's gross in that way.
Yeah, I just don't think it's normal for him to like I mean, I guess people can like drink people's bathwater if that's what they really want, but it's like the way he does it. Like he doesn't really know this guy that well. You know what I mean? Like it's just like there's this creepy factor. Like he gives like stalker vibes.
Definitely. Or like, I don't know if incel's the right word.
Yeah.
But like, do you know what I mean? Like if you're like so lonely.
He's very closed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just is definitely like that one dude that you meet along your life's journey who's just like a little off. You're like, oh, if they say the wrong word, I might be murdered by them.
Yeah. Also, the fact that he like hooks up with everyone or tries to hook up with everyone in the house. I'm surprised he didn't try to hook up with like the dad or something.
Well, he could have, but he does get paid off by the dad.
Yeah.
So it's close.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think it's so interesting too. I think a lot of the shocking things in this film, for one, are kind of like, I think it's a lot of the problem with like Sam Levinson production, like a Euphoria or The Idol, where obviously it's like, it's just shock for shock's sake and to be edgy. But like, to be honest, I think we look at a lot of things in retrospect with so much nostalgia and like reverence that at the time people also were saying was just salacious for salacious sake, and like, oh, they're just trying to push the boundary and be cool, but they're not. They don't really know.
So you think in the future with this movie it might just be like, oh, whatever, like what they were trying something, but like it's not that crazy.
Well, yes, but I think the reaction that people are having is a good sign. Like, I think this movie is short, just like a hair short of being a Gen Z classic. Like, I think in time we'll regard this with a little more like, oh, Saltburn was good, not oh, Saltburn was gross. That cummy bathwater was like crazy. I think we'll be like, oh. And also, it is, you mentioned he hooks up with every single person in Felix's life.
Yeah.
Even like,
is that just,
yeah,
I don't know, I just have so many questions. Like,
what are your questions?
Just like, is he doing that to get closer to Felix because he can't get Felix, so he's like, people who are close, it's like the closest thing? Is that what it is? Or what is his motivations? Like,
to be Felix, maybe.
Oh,
possibly.
Yeah, maybe to be Felix. Yeah, because he says he loves him and hates him. He's probably jealous of him. Yeah,
just like wants whatever he has.
Yeah,
to like a disturbing degree.
Yeah.
But also the wildest part is when, so spoiler again, Felix dies.
Yeah. I remember, when that happened though, I did not see that coming. Like, I was like so shocked. I'm like, is this the twist? But I don't think that was necessarily the twist. But
what's the twist? See, nothing really shocked me in this movie. Like, so I guess the craziest twist is Oliver's not poor.
Yeah, that was a real twist. He's not poor. His dad's alive. His mom's not addicted to drugs.
And Felix, like a sweet boy he is, like stages like a reunion with him and his family, and they roll up to like the upper middle class neighborhood, and
yeah, he was like, oh wow, your mom must be doing really good. Like, this house is nice. She sounds like she's sober.
Yes. That's when I thought Oliver was gonna kill him right then and there. That's when I was like, oh, he's got the
I thought Felix was gonna kill Oliver at that moment. I thought Felix was like, you're dead to me, man. And he kind of does that a bit, but not like, I thought it was more like, maybe not like actually kill him, but just like cut him out of his life, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Which, I mean, maybe that was the motivation to kill him. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Oliver's brain. Like,
or was that always his motivation?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, what has that always been his motivation from the get-go? Is that why he put the hole in his tire? Was it just to,
I don't know. The worst things in life, though, it's being middle class. Not poor, but middle class.
Oh my God. Who said that? Isn't that like a quote or something?
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
Wow.
I feel like I've somewhere. I don't know.
That's why in real life, just the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and the middle class no longer exists, because people are like, being middle class is so boring.
So boring. Makes you want to make a friend and murder them. And
yes.
Their family. They have to be rich though.
Real rich.
Really rich. Yeah.
Like heirs rich. Oh, we didn't talk about the craziest part of the movie for me. When Felix dies and the funeral, they like bury him, and Oliver
see, it's not that easy, is it?
No, because I think what I'm more confused about is, what do you call at a gravesite?
Yeah.
The mound.
Yeah, I guess just the mound. I don't know.
The
dirt mound.
Well, how does that work? I feel like
freshly dug grave that has been. I don't know.
I'm like, sorry, I'm like getting into the weeds with this one. You're gonna have to cut this out. Where I'm like, wait, why is it moundy and then it's not? What do they?
Yeah, what happens to? I guess
people just step on. No, is it always a mound? Do they flatten the mound?
I don't know. Now we're thinking. I have no idea how it works.
How does this work? Who gets
grass
buried
must
anymore?
Grow over it. I don't know.
Why is there a mound after you bury?
I love how we're like really good. This is really the weeds. What do they say?
I guess nowadays people don't do this, but in films they show it more than it happens in real life. In real life, they smooth it over and stuff. Oh, okay. Is this symbolism? I feel like I've just gotten dumber. I know that there's like comments that were really vapid, and I swear I have very intelligent things to say, and then I get on mic, and then I'm like, how do you bury a body?
Well, I mean, if you don't do that often, how would you know?
I don't think about it a lot.
Yeah, who does?
I know.
It's morbid. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, Saltburn is really good. I don't think it's going to be nominated for any Academy Awards.
Not a single one.
Maybe like one. Like, I'll give it a 1. A 1, a 2.
A 1, a 2.
A 1, a 2, not a 3, a 4. But
what about Barry? How do you say his name?
Keoghan?
Keoghan? I just want to be like Corrigan.
Corrigan? Maybe Keoghan?
Keoghan. Barry Keoghan.
Okay, I haven't seen the Banshees of Inisherin. I've heard he's very good. I haven't seen anything he's in, but I think since Killing of a Sacred Deer, I've heard a lot about this fella.
Yeah, because I feel like this is his movie. I thought it was going to be more like Jacob Elordi, but it is really more.
Jacob Elordi plays baby girl very well.
Mm-hmm.
Not since Cillian Murphy have I seen an actor baby girl so much.
Yeah.
But Barry Keoghan is very good. I know that's not like a revolutionary thing to say, but I enjoy him.
Yeah, same. He's interesting.
Do you think he's going to get any nominations for this?
Maybe a nomination. But I don't know what else he would be up against, you know? I guess it'd have to be Best Actor, right? Because he's like the main character, I would say.
Oh, that's true. I was going to be like, what's his name?
Oh, the guy in in May December. Yeah.
What's
his name is
Charles? Is it Charles?
I think it's Charles.
Yep, it is Charles.
Charles Melton.
But that he would be supporting, probably.
Yeah, that's a good question with May December. Who's the main? Is it Natalie Portman? She's the main, kind of.
Julianne Moore.
But yeah, I don't know. I know we're talking about Saltburn still, but
no, I hear you. Like, I think Charles Melton's performance really separates May December from the rest. I mean, I haven't seen every movie that's like on the short list or, has contention for an Oscar this year.
Yeah.
But Charles Melton definitely is going to be getting his flowers.
He's got yeah. He's got to be getting some type of recognition for sure.
Yeah, definitely we're going to see him and like Barry Keoghan and like everything, and Jacob Elordi.
Yes, I know. That's why I wanted to see Priscilla. I'm like, I want to see his Elvis in person. I want to compare it to Austin Butler. I know it's going to be way different and they're different movies. So it's probably going to be toned down a lot, I'm sure. Like,
what I'm obsessed with though is Jacob Elordi saying that he based his Elvis in Priscilla on Lilo and Stitch. Like, that was his, not based on, but like
Lilo and Stitch?
But that was his like idea of Elvis. Was from Lilo and Stitch.
Is Elvis in Lilo and Stitch?
Well, no, but in Lilo and Stitch, Stitch is like obsessed with Elvis.
Oh, wait, and that's
always that's
where he took notes from Stitch.
I mean, he's probably joking, but I live for that too. That's where I can relate. I'm like, yeah. I relate to you, Jacob Elordi.
That's his acting process.
Yes,
he just watches a bunch of Lilo and Stitch.
He's like, thank you very much.
That's right. I vaguely remember that about Stitch. Yeah. He had the little rhinestone suit and everything.
He did.
Sure. He did the little poof with his hair.
It was like a very like cornerstone to that marketing.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Wow.
But any last words? We didn't even say, but he like fucks the grave mound.
Oh yeah, that's the part. I think that's probably maybe the most disturbing part.
Yeah, definitely. Like I wasn't clutching my pearls, but that was the moment that shocked me.
Yeah, I will say nothing really. Okay, the bathwater did gross me out. That part grossed me out, but it wasn't like I was just like, okay, he's just crazy, like he's a mess.
And it's not a crime. Well, it is a crime.
I'm pretty sure it is a crime.
It's not a crime to infiltrate a family. Just set him up like a mastermind, Taylor Swift style. Set him up to like kill themselves.
But no,
take
wait.
over the Saltburn.
But he kills them. He laces Felix's drink. I'm pretty sure he slits like the girl's wrists.
No, he doesn't slit her wrist. He gives her the razor blade.
Okay, that one's a little more ambiguous. That I could, maybe.
And when Richard E. Grant dies, that's just pure luck.
Yeah, that one's pure luck. But what about the mom? What about Rosamund Pike? Like, is her character? She is kind of dying anyway, I guess. Why was she dying? What was wrong with her?
I don't exactly remember, but yeah, he does definitely like exacerbate it.
Yeah,
but I think it's like.
Do you think it's like a metaphor, but
yeah, like he's leech. He's a vampire. He's draining every single member of the family for all that they have until they're dead, and he gets to dance around naked to murder on the dance floor, which is fascinating. I'm entertained.
Yeah, no, it's definitely entertaining.
It's not right, but it's okay. I just want to be entertained nowadays, Brie.
No, I hear you. We haven't had a lot of like films that have been entertaining or like make you think. Like I do enjoy films that make you think and you sit with and you try to figure out what's and I love a good like psychological thriller situation. I know this is not exactly that, but
it's going for things.
I kind of wish there was more humor in it because I did enjoy the scene where like when Felix dies and they have to wheel him like in the gurney past the wherever they're eating like lunch or whatever, like there's like this big window and like he's like close the curtains, and then they're all trying to eat like their lunch and they're like sobbing over their lunch and it's gotten cold, and then the dad's like, eat that pie or whatever, and he like freaks out and everyone's like ah, and it's like so over the top. So like I enjoyed those moments. I don't know, because it does get kind of dark. Like it happens so quick at the end and I'm just like
definitely,
but I like weird absurd things, and like I do have like a sense of like dark humor. So I wish there was a little more for me, unless I'm missing something. Because some people are like, this movie was hilarious. I was laughing. And I'm like, I don't know like if I missed something maybe.
I think, you know what? Okay, so 2 nights ago I watched Saltburn and then I rewatched May December. And since we're talking about these two films, segueing over to May December as well.
Yeah.
Saltburn, I think, is more fun and just entertaining. And I get Emerald Fennell's like overall concept of, the vampire movie, not about like nothing to do with vampires. Mm-hmm. I understand where it's going. Like I understand the moments that are like shocking and just like almost not over the top, but like I understand what this movie is. Yeah. And I love it for that because I was purely entertained and that's all I want. But it didn't really stick with me as far as like I didn't really latch onto any of the symbolism besides that or have any deeper connection with the film. Yeah. Whereas upon rewatch of May December, I'm like, oh, this film is funny. Like it's a melodrama, but there is moments where I kind of expected Saltburn to be a little more of that dark humor. Yeah, I just feel like I wish I enjoyed Saltburn. My only complaint is like a little more of that humor, that darker, twisted kind of humor, because that's fun and it's already kind of twisted as it is. So it's like, yeah, definitely. Also, I think it could have been a little more gay. Yeah, I thought it was going to be. I just assumed, but I was like, oh, I guess, all right. I'm like, wait, so, okay. I was like, oh, like Felix, I don't know. I thought there was going to be a little more push-pull. Yeah. Like, but maybe that's because of the talented Mr. Ripley of it all, where I thought there was going to be a little more of like a homoerotic overtone or
Yeah, well, it sets it up though. Like he's like gazing at he narrates like that whole beginning part kind of sets it up for like, you know,
definitely.
It feels very Call Me by Your Name, like aesthetically and like with the montage, you know, and you can sense it's like one person's gonna. I think the way it was set up, I thought it was gonna be a little more like Call Me by Your Name as far as like one person just gets disappointed, you know, and the other person moves on. I didn't think there would be murder involved at all, to be honest, and I didn't read anything ahead of time, which I'm glad I didn't. To, you know, like as far as like spoilers or anything, because it surprised me. I kept thinking like, what is this twist though? Like, what is, they keep saying it's a twist, and
it's like, well, what is the twist? See, maybe that's my only like quip about it. I'm like, what is the twist? Because
I think there's a lot of twists. I think there's a lot of twists and turns. Like, just I think Oliver not, you know, lying about his family, that's a twist. I think it was kind of a twist to me. I thought that Felix was going to have more feelings for Oliver, and I'm confused if he ever was attracted to him or they are just friends. Like, that part confused me.
Well, does Oliver like Felix? Like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought so for most of the movie. I'm pretty sure there has to be something for you to slurp the bathwater, you know?
Unless you're just trying to like slurp their essence.
Yeah, I don't know. Like a vampire. Yeah.
Well, you know, because when he hooks up with Venetia,
yeah,
he's kind of slurping up her essence. Not to get too gross.
No, it's true.
Just food for thought. No pun intended.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe there is symbolism. You know what I think? I really can't wait to see Emerald Fennell make more films.
Stuff. Yeah. No, I'm definitely intrigued. Yeah.
And I have to see Promising Young Woman now.
I know. I haven't seen that either, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that one's really good.
I've heard mixed, but color me curious. And I think someone like Todd Haynes, who is a little more seasoned. May December and Saltburn are not the same.
No.
But that is a subject matter. Like, can we talk about May December?
Yeah, let's talk about May December. I know, I've
obsessed.
Been yes.
Like, I'm obsessed with the campiness. I'm obsessed with the melodrama because we don't see this in like such a movie with such prestigious actors and a director. And I don't know. I'm so fascinated by May December, how Todd Haynes can pull off like the campiness, but also because May December is inspired by Mary Kay Letourneau. Mm-hmm. That's such a disturbing, serious, true story.
Yeah. Like, how do you handle something like that and be like sensitive, but also funny? Yeah.
I'm in awe of it, to be honest. I know people aren't like this crazy about it online, but the more I watch it, the more serious, like, I think about it. I'm like, ooh, as a director, isn't that what you hope for? To be like, not like putting your morals on something, but to be an observer, like a true observer.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't put his like opinions on things, even though he kind of does by making it funny. But how do you make something funny and also not take away from like the seriousness of the story and like the victims? That just like blows my mind.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed May December. I think like, yeah, it's definitely like there's like that line of like, how do you do that? And I think maybe the choice to maybe more make fun of you know, Gracie instead of say Joe, you know, mm-hmm. the victim of it all. Like, I think maybe that was helpful in keeping it not offensive, I guess. You know?
And I wasn't even thinking about that though watching May December.
Yeah.
But
no, I feel like May December was a lot funnier to me than Saltburn. Like, if we're comparing, I feel like there's like the dramatic moments, like with the zoo, like at the very top, it got me when she's like, "Oh no, we don't have enough hot dogs." Like
the crescendo of like the score.
Yeah, the music. Oh my gosh, I love that score. It's so weird. It's like, what? It's like it almost feels like a telenovela situation. Yes. Like, and the dramatic music, and then there's like a zoom in or a zoom out, and
well, that twist. I think maybe, you know what? I think that twist shocked me more than Saltburn. The fact that Natalie Portman was method acting for like a TV movie, like Lifetime style TV movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Was it a TV movie at the end? Like, what was the deal?
It was definitely not like wild. Like I got the impression that it was like a Lifetime movie. Well, she's also like a Grey's Anatomy-esque actor.
Right. Like she's like she's like a television actor, and this like her first major role or whatever, like in a movie. I don't know.
And then you think it's gonna be like a big movie, and then it's not. But.
Yeah. I feel like the structure of this movie is so interesting too, because like there's so much tension throughout this movie, and you just feel like it's building up to something, but I don't know that it ever does. You know, and that's the thing. I was like, when it ends, I'm like, to me, it ended a little abruptly, but I mean, I enjoyed it. Like, I mean, movies got to end somewhere, but I was like, what? I thought something big, like I thought, you know, there would be like maybe like a fight between Gracie and Elizabeth. Like I thought they were gonna like duke it out or something, or like I thought Elizabeth Berry, I thought she was gonna steal Joe from her. So I thought there'd be more of like a, you know what I mean? I just thought there'd be something more happening, but it kind of, there's so much tension. I don't know. This whole movie is just tension, but I love that.
It's like tension, but for what?
Yeah.
Which if we're comparing Saltburn to May December in a roundabout way, they're both like Natalie Portman's trying to suck Julianne Moore's essence.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like if Julianne Moore took a bath, she would also slurp up the bathwater.
Probably.
You know?
Yeah, just to be more like her. I don't know. Yeah. The lengths she goes to become Julianne Moore's character, Gracie, like to, you know, she goes a little far, I think, a little too far.
But for what, though?
And for what? Yeah, for what? This movie that doesn't look like it's even got a very big budget or...
But we love to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fun.
The hot dogs.
Yeah.
So yes, May December is directed by Todd Haynes, who did Far From Heaven and Carol, which in my mind is Bree's favorite movie, but I know it's
I've never said that to you, but
no, I think
maybe it might be.
Is it?
I don't know if it's my favorite movie, but it's probably one of my favorites. Yeah, it's a good movie. I like mostly like how it's stylized. I think like the time period it's set in and like the colors that he uses, like it's, you know, there's like a lot of reds and greens.
Is that a Christmas movie?
Maybe blue. Like, kind of, yeah. Yeah, there's Christmas involved.
Yeah, I don't mean to put that on you.
No, it's okay.
But I think I just remember you saying you really liked Carol. And it always like stuck in my mind.
Like Bree's favorite movie.
I think it's because you don't really talk about movies you see unless I'm like, Bree, you gotta watch them.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, oh, Bree must really like Carol because she like elected to watch this. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, but yeah, no, it's a good one. I like this film too, though, the way that it's like, it just, you can tell from the very beginning, there's like a style to it. And I love any film that just has a strong vision, you know?
Yes. I don't know. I love the way it's shot.
The butterflies, like zooming in on the butterflies. It just makes you feel like I don't know. I'm losing my words. It's
funny. It kind of reminds me of like a very like cheesy like movie you'd see in school about like butterflies and their metamorphosis or something, you know, like stitching between like Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman's nonsense and then the reality of Charles Melton's characters, like because he was basically, because the movie is May December. It's a May December romance. And Julianne Moore's character, Gracie, like they meet at a pet store.
Yeah.
And well, because it's the Mary Kay Letourneau story, but she falls in love or has an affair with like a 13-year-old boy. And then they get married and he's like in his 30s now and his kids are about to graduate high school.
So crazy. But also the boy that she has the affair with was friends with her son. Because she has another son who's the same age, which is also very weird.
Yes.
And I don't know.
Very weird. And then Natalie Portman's character, Elizabeth Berry, comes to town. And she's like a TV actress. Like an Ellen Pompeo.
Yeah.
maybe.
But some people know her. Some people in the town are like.
Yes. Like or a Katherine Heigl, maybe. And then she's method acting and studying Gracie.
Yeah. It's a little creepy the way she's like studying like to a T. It's kind of cool though.
I think it's hilarious because May December, watching it the first time, made me want to watch Black Swan.
Yes, I was thinking that too, because all the shots in the mirrors and just the way she looks so intensely, like, and it's Natalie Portman, so.
Or her reenacting Gracie and I forget his name, Charles Melton's character, like hooking up at the back of the pet store.
Yeah.
Like it just gave Black Swan, and then the end, it's like, oh, that's funny.
But it's not. Yeah, I wanted it to be more Black Swan though. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping for something. Like I thought she would like have a mental breakdown and trying to become Gracie. You know?
Yeah, I could see that. I also love how it's not because it's funny, because Natalie Portman is this like great actress, and she got the Oscar for Black Swan, which is, you know, a movie about like getting so into your character,
so lost.
It's so lost. Yeah, you become
lost in the
swan.
sauce. Yeah,
and like this, it's like, well, no.
Yeah, is she a good actor in this movie? Because like when they cut to her doing the monologue as Gracie and she's doing like the lisp, is it like a little like is it like, was that funny to you? Because that was funny to me.
It's so funny, and then it's like you get that funniness, and then it's also like very disturbing when she goes through the auditions of the boy.
Yeah.
And you realize like these are very young boys.
Yeah.
And then it's like, ugh.
Yeah. It's weird.
There's so many things. I mean, it kind of, you know, and I don't know all the details, but it kind of reminds me of, you know, like the but for what of it all. Like Mary Kay Letourneau, like went to jail. Mm-hmm. But then she ended up marrying him.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, living a life. And then in 2020, she died. Like her kind of story, it probably messed him up. I mean, even if he won't admit it.
Yeah.
You know, that like level of grooming and like kind of being robbed of your childhood.
Yeah, because that's too young to be a father. No. Like, can you imagine?
No.
Oh.
But it's like, but for what? You know, she like ended up dying. Like, but for what?
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I don't know. Can we talk about Charles Melton's performance?
Yes. No, he was so good. I enjoyed his performance.
It really struck me, that scene where because he's been robbed of a childhood. Like he had this affair when he was like 12, 13. Mm. And, you know, he didn't get those like parts of growing up.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where he's on the roof with his son and like smokes weed for the first time and like has a full mentee bee on the roof.
Yeah.
And like even when he tries to talk to Gracie and she's like, she just won't have it, and she's like, who was in charge?
Yeah, that was messed up. She was gaslight gatekeeping for sure.
Which, have you seen the Mary Kay Letourneau interview before she died?
No.
There's this like very popular, infamous interview with her and the guy, and she's like, but who was like the initiator, but who was the boss? And like the interviewer's pushing back and being like, but wait a second, you were like an adult and he was this age.
You were in your 30s or
34,
like,
36.
Yeah, you would be the one in charge. You would be the one. Like, even if there was a situation like that, you should shut it down. Like a normal person, I think, would, but I don't know. Yeah, that's another thing. I think this is interesting because it's like you try to figure out Gracie's, like, what is up with her? Like, is there any sympathy? But you know what I mean? It's like hard to find that, and it's interesting to see like Natalie Portman play a character that's also trying to figure that out, and you know what I mean? Like just trying to dissect her psyche, but I don't think they get anywhere. Like,
but is she though?
Yeah, at some point I think she's just, I don't even think she knows. I think she's just, because she keeps saying something like, I want this to show something true, and whatever that means, because it's a love story or whatever. But like, is it? I don't know. It's just hard to. I like that this movie doesn't put the morals on it though, and it leaves you up like,
yeah,
to think, and kind of like, I love the campiness of it all, but it is interesting. Like just,
well, like even talking about it like right now, what you were saying, Natalie Portman's character, you know, I read the method acting. Well, what is funny? I think it is funny to talk about Jacob Elordi like basing his character off of Lilo and Stitch, and Austin Butler, like, you know, lost his real voice and now speaks like Elvis.
Yeah, I'm like, is he still Elvis? Is he okay?
Like, he didn't talk to his family for years because he was so lost in Elvis.
Oh my god.
But like, for what?
Yeah.
You know, and Natalie Portman's character is doing all this work, but it's almost kind of hilarious method acting, unless you're like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but what are accolades? I don't know. That's up for debate too. But being this person is, I'm not against method acting, but it is a very narcissistic thing. Talking about Elizabeth Berry in May December. You know, I think she's just a deep narcissist.
Yeah.
Because why else would you want to go method for like a Lifetime-esque movie?
Yeah.
But also Julianne Moore's Gracie, I think, is deeply disturbed, but also a narcissist.
Yeah, it seems that way.
And like her, like the part where I was like, oh, this is kind of sad. It's oddly enough when it's like revealed that she has this like baking business, but that the town just like pities her so much that they just...
It's the same people that fill out the orders. It's not like a whole bunch of orders from... Yeah. Or
and
like
it's just a lie.
That scene where like the one lady cancels her order till the end of time or something, but it's only because they're moving. Like it's not even... It didn't seem to be personal, but...
She like takes it so personally.
She takes it personally. She has like a full mentee bee about just the cake she just made.
Obviously wanting control.
Yeah.
You know? But also that's funny. I think like in a way it's like, you know, Todd Haynes is observing or making like an observation like, oh, this is ridiculous. So I viewed that like the humor in this movie as like
the ridiculousness
of something like this. Like you don't have to.
Yeah. No, I think it needs to have a little bit of humor or something to make it, because otherwise it would probably be too dark and depressing. You know what I mean? Like
a whole different movie. No, I like wrote it. It's like, it's campy, it's uncomfortable, it's funny, it's unsettling, it's serious, it's unserious. It's everything. But what are your thoughts on method acting?
I don't know. Like, I think, like, it sounds cool. Like, I get, like, getting into the head of, like, whoever you're playing. I think it depends on maybe the character you're playing, too, because I think it can be dangerous. You know, like, when Lady Gaga method acted as Patrizia Reggiani. Like, was that worth it? Because it didn't sound like it was. Remember? And that movie, honestly, wasn't that good. So, like, I think if you're gonna method act, you better make it worth it. And after a character that you really maybe admire, or, like, really, you know, something you're passionate about, and not just... I don't know, because I wonder. I mean, does Natalie Portman method act in general?
I don't know.
Like, because Black Swan, I don't know. I hope she wasn't method acting for Black Swan, because that movie like sends me reeling just watching it. So I can't imagine like getting in the character's mindset too much.
I love Black Swan so much.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think there's one thing of doing your research and becoming the character, but taking it home with you, or like making everyone else on set when the camera stop rolling crazy uncomfortable because you won't, you know.
Yeah, I feel like there should be you should be able to turn it off. Like, get into it. Maybe even play around. Like, maybe there's got to be a line. Like, you could go to the grocery store as the person incognito, possibly, like, just for funsies. Like, how would they do this? But, you know, don't stay.
Yeah. Like, playing with it is so different than, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a lot of things, like, borderline narcissistic about being method. But also, I understand.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings on it, because I'm like, if it were me, like, if I were acting, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I could maybe go method. You know, I could see it, not like I would intend to, but it could just maybe happen.
Yeah, I could see me... you know, not being able to throughout the duration of filming, maybe getting it out of my head and like taking out, like being in that mindset so deeply.
Becoming another person.
Yeah. But like not actually. Like I think there is like a separation. You should be able to turn it off.
Like if your mom calls, you're not going to still be in character. No. Like you're going to...
No, you can just access it. I think there's so many great actors who don't method act.
Yeah.
The majority of them don't. I mean, whatever floats your boat, though. Like,
there's no... Also, how can you stay in character 24/7, 4 months on... Like, there's got to be some time when you're just like, phew, I'm exhausted. Like, I need to just... I'm going to take a bubble bath as me, like, not as whoever... You know, right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. There's...
Yeah.
Like, what is that? How do people do it?
I have
Like, are they
no
committing
idea.
every second of their day? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, like, wasn't it Daniel Day-Lewis who would like take on the job of whatever character?
oh, but like an
So-
actual job to try it out to get, because that's not a bad idea in itself.
No, I think there's just like levels maybe,
Yeah, maybe there's levels. I don't know.
but
Some people take it too far.
hilarious that Natalie Portman's character in this.
Yeah, it's really not necessary, because like I would think you would maybe interview the person,
Yeah.
even maybe, the makeup routine or something, observe their life for like a day or something, but not like she stays there for what, like a week, or it feels like a good while.
Yes, you do not have to hook up with the husband.
No, that definitely crosses a line. And it's not even like, I thought it was because she was attracted to him, and I think maybe she is, but I think it's just because she's using him for this role to get the insight. Like, it's not like,
She wants it to be more. I mean, this movie is also, I think, a little bit about control.
yeah.
Like, I think about, I always want to say Julianne Moore, but Gracie, when she's with the daughter, when the daughter's trying on dresses, and she's like, "You're so brave."
Yeah. Showing your arms. I could never, or something.
Yeah, at your age. And that's just like, it comes across to me as like control, maybe.
Yeah.
Like backhanded, but also you're trying to get her to wear what you want her to wear.
Definitely.
Like you controlled your husband that was, 13
Yeah.
into.
Which you can sense she controls him still, because there's like little things. She's like, "Oh, can you do this?" And like, make sure this, get your bugs out of the way. Like, some things like, okay, that's a normal request. But then it's like when he crawls into bed with her and she's like, "You stink. And it doesn't make sense, because he's like, "Wait a minute. We have a gas grill. I'm not going to smell like smoke." Like, that was like a red flag to me, because I'm like, that doesn't, is she just saying that because she can?
Maybe.
And he like, he keeps like trying. He's like, takes his shirt off. It's like, I don't know. She's just like, I think control. Yeah. I sensed that in that moment. I'm like,
when she was in the kitchen with Charles Melton's character, and she's just like low key goes 2 drinks, because she's like clocking everything he's like doing, basically. Like, she just has a hawk's eye view,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he never, like, I don't know. He never stands up for himself either. He's just like, okay.
Yeah. But maybe because he's going to turn into a little butterfly.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, does a butterfly, like, is that symbolism? Like,
Maybe.
is he going through metamorphosis? I don't know.
Oh my God. I love the Neutrogena-esque commercial of Natalie Portman's character.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that felt very real.
And that her like TV show is called Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark, yeah.
Wild.
I know. I'm like, is that a biblical reference? Like,
But also hilarious. I love when like melodrama, like TV show dramas are named really like Noah's Ark, or like something very important, but it's
yeah,
like the craziest, cheesiest show on the planet. As the world turns,
the days of our lives. What, I don't
young
know.
and beautiful.
Young and restless.
What's another?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, we need to bring
Beautiful
those
people.
back.
Is that one?
I'm
just gonna like start making my own.
I love it. I mean, at least those are fun. Not like Chicago Fire. No shade to that show, but just or like 911. Like, I want it to be like,
yeah,
grand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bring back the grand like TV dramas.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Better titles. Trying to think what else.
The mirror scene.
Which one? Oh, when they're both putting on, like, where she's like mimicking, where Elizabeth is mimicking Gracie in the mirror, like doing the faces, like
where Elizabeth, no, it's not Elizabeth, the Gracie, she whips out an Ilia blush, which I did clock, and she like puts it on her cheeks.
You know what's interesting is that she didn't even let her see the routine, and she's like, "I will put it on you." Talk about the control. I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Also, it's crazy that she put on blush straight out of the stick with a beauty blender.
Yeah, what is that? Why wouldn't you just put the stick on and then blend it out or something? Like,
or like even like on the back of your hand and then like dip in your boot. That was a psychotic behavior to me.
That was to me too. I'm like, red flag.
Not beating the vapid allegations with that one, but alas.
Yeah. It was questionable.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, is that Julianne Moore's makeup routine? Is that her makeup bag? Like, I want to know.
Yeah. What her real routine is.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a feeling it is?
I have a feeling it is.
Huh.
Or that's what I'd like to believe.
She has a
little blush stick.
Yeah.
A little, I feel like that foundation was probably Charlotte Tilbury. It kind of looked like that.
Kind of looked like it. Yeah. Do you think she puts it on with the blender though? Like that? Like,
I don't know. Is that like, you know how like when people do certain things like wash their hair or do anything in like a film when people like that's just like muscle memory things.
mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's like that, you know, like she just naturally is like, that's how I do my makeup.
Yeah.
Could
Maybe. Been. I don't know. We need an answer.
That's really the answers I want. But no, I really enjoyed May December.
Yeah. Same.
Upon each watch, I like enjoy it more and more.
I've only seen it the once, but I'd watch it again, you know? Yeah.
May December or Carol?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on the mood. Carol is not like, well, neither one of these movies is necessarily feel good. But I feel like somehow May December might be lighter, like only because of the humor. You know, I don't think Carol has any humor in it.
Kate Blanchett or Julianne Moore?
No, I can't choose. I love them both. I can't.
Why not?
No, I can't.
Is it Kate Blanchett?
No, I don't know. But it's not Julianne Moore. I can't. I really can't. They're both
like neither.
No, I like them both a lot. Like I can't choose between them.
Natalie Portman or Rooney Mara?
Natalie Portman, probably. I like Rooney Mara though. She was great in Carol. But I don't know outside of that. I don't know much about like her work. But
I haven't seen the girl with the dragon tattoo. It's on my list.
Oh wait, I actually have. I guess I have seen that. That was her, wasn't it?
The Social Network. She's Mark Zuckerberg's girlfriend.
Oh. I've definitely seen her in the girl with the dragon tattoo is really good. You probably like it.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's badass.
Next movie night.
I don't think what else. I feel like there's so much that happens in May December as well. Like so many little things that are going on behind the scenes. Like Joe flirting with his monarch butterfly Facebook group person.
Definitely. Which like let him live. Also I know I'm like an odd defender for Oliver Quick in Saltburn. I'm also like a defender of having a flirtationship with your Facebook group member if you're like wife's a groomer, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It was very sad when Natalie Portman's character hooks up with Charles Melton's character and she's basically like he feels it a lot like he interprets the situation a lot differently and she's, you know, she looks at him and goes, this is what grown-ups do.
Yeah, he was like, I thought you had feelings for me. I thought, you know, you liked me. She was like, nope. It's just what grown-ups do. Mic drop.
So sad.
Yeah. This character makes me sad.
Do you know he was on Riverdale?
That's what I've heard. I've never seen Riverdale.
I haven't either, but I love this little tidbit. I hope he is like, he has on his IMDb page, like Oscar nominated Charles Melton and it has like Riverdale and May December right beside it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love like a transition like that.
Yeah. I want to see him in more things. I mean, I think he was good. I don't know. He just, you can tell there's a lot going on behind, like, because he doesn't say a whole lot. He reacts a lot. We get to see his reactions.
I would have never guessed he was on like a teen show, a teen drama.
Yeah.
Like he acts like he can hang with Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman. And
yeah.
That's
saying something.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because Julianne Moore, I love.
I know.
I love the hours.
Same. Did you know that this movie was called Gay Christmas?
What?
Yeah, because
that's Carol.
I know. I was like, what does this mean? But I guess because like two of the gays' favorite actors, like Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore, and it's around Christmas and the campiness of it all. And there was like an interview of like the three of them, like you know, Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, and Charles Melton. They're talking about this, and the interviewer was like, how do you feel about gay Christmas?
Did they understand what they
Yeah.
were talking about?
Yeah. Julianne Moore said, oh, the gay community has amazing taste. And Natalie Portman said, that's my dream. That's my goal. Because he's like, the gays love you. I don't know. It just cracked me up.
Isn't that really what your hope is?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want a gay man to love me.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting. I'm like, oh, May, December is gay Christmas. Merry Christmas.
I'd love to see
everybody.
it. I felt like it for me. I'm not gay, but that was my Christmas. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I love Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman, like, together. I feel like.
So good. My gay Christmas is Saltburn, May December double feature.
Yeah.
That's my gay Christmas.
I know. I'm in the Christmas spirit now.
Which, speaking of gay, Rosamund Pike in Saltburn, just to circle back to that, when she was like, I was a lesbian for a while. It's too wet. I like men they're dry.
What does that even mean? I don't understand.
I don't know. Oddly enough, I get it. I've never really dipped my toe. I can't relate.
Yeah.
But I like understood her. I feel like I understood her character on a deep level.
Yeah. She spoke to you.
She did.
Yeah. No, that was a wild comment. I think she said it out of the blue, too. Like, no one had.
No?
She was just like, I was a lesbian once. I was like, oh, okay.
That was probably the funniest moment of Saltburn.
Yeah. No, that cracked me up. Yeah, I don't know. Both of these movies, they had an interesting sense of humor. I enjoyed it.
True. I loved watching something. I know I kind of like forced you to watch these two films.
That's okay. I mean, I still enjoyed them. It wasn't forced. I was like, oh, I was intrigued by them. It wasn't like, ugh. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, oh, I gotta watch this.
I'm just really interested in like something new. I feel like these two films, maybe it is the gay Christmas of it all. Who's to say? But like, I feel like in the past couple years, or really since the pandemic, there hasn't been any movies that are in the Oscars conversation or in that space.
No, I feel you.
Or like even film Twitter space, like new films where I'm like, oh, I actually want to see this. I'm like, Saltburn's right up my alley, and May December has all like my two ladies in it. So,
yeah, it's like I've got to see it just for that, if nothing else.
Yes.
Yeah.
To see a sweet color palette thanks to Todd Haynes, you know?
Definitely.
So I just wanted to see it so bad. And I want to see Priscilla.
I definitely, yes. We will, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have to.
We must.
Yeah. I feel like we've talked about, I don't know if we've talked about every Sofia Coppola film, but we're getting there.
Almost.
Yeah.
We have important ones, though. We still have The Bling Ring and The Virgin Suicides.
Yeah. We've talked about those on our own, I think.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
on the podcast necessarily, but in life. Yeah.
I feel like also like periodically I make people watch The Virgin Suicides.
It's a good movie.
We gotta talk about it because no one likes that film like I do.
What?
And I could talk ad nauseum.
Yeah.
So
I really like that film.
well,
Till
next time, where we're not going to talk about The Virgin Suicides.
And then we just end right there. Just like May, December, just like Saltburn. Abrupt ending, kind of. Just.
I mean, Saltburn.
Gotta wrap it up.
Iconic ending of Saltburn, though.
Yeah.
Somebody on the dance floor.
Oh.
Just like all of a sudden we're like, woo!
Oh my god. That was wild. I did enjoy that choice of song. You know, like that really made the movie for me. Murder on the Dance Floor.
It's a banger.
Yeah. Plus I love when there's like literal things, like not, you know, it's like there was a murder and it was kind of like there was a party. Like I get it.
Yeah.
I get what they're going for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah. Rate and review us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.